Right, we're in Newton-le-Willows and we're at the Fishician. 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 I don't know why I have a problem saying that. Right, okay, we've got pretty just regular food. Fish chips, mushy peas, some curry sauce, some scraps. My wife has got the small fish and chips. So let's have a look. It's Haddock. A lot of builders going in and out there then. There's plenty of chips. And it's definitely a small fish. But I'm not going to try the fish. I've got my own. So I'm going to leave my wife to that. My wife wants lots of sarsens on here. Say when. Oh, come on. And lots of salt. Well, let's have a little look at mine. Never mind a little look. We'll get stuck into mine. Feel the salt underneath the box there, so there must be plenty going on. Looks okay, that, doesn't it? Plenty of scraps going on. Nice and light looking. Batter's a little bit on the damp side there, but can often be a lot to do with this kind of packaging, which I'm not a fan of at all. So let me get a fork in here. Just see if I can turn this fish over there a little bit. Okay, and get this bit out the way there. I'm going to go for a bit more sarsens on here. I'm still not getting a lot of flavours from this. But there's plenty of chips. Let's go with these scraps a minute and the chips. Now the shop looked nice and clean. The gentleman was working on his own there. There was supposed to be another member of staff turning up, but they didn't, so he's working a little bit harder than he probably should, so it was taking that little bit longer, so that's not a problem at all. It's on the high street, so there's little bits of parking there. We've come to the end of the road where almost literally there's a church and a paying display car park, but it's free for up to 3 hours. So you just put your reg in and park up and put the ticket on your dash. Let's go with a bit of this curry. I was going to meet a friend of mine here at this one today, but we were getting one a bit closer to his home. You'll like him. He's a super nice guy and a world record holder and British world record holder. And I'm not telling you what until we get to see him. Go with these peas. These are only regular. Do a large version as well. Peas are quite nice actually, not overdone with the seasoning. Anybody heard of Rick Astley? Rick Astley, the singer, red hair. He was born around here somewhere, I think. Gone back a few years there, aren't I? Well, let's go through this a little bit. Mushy peas, they're all right then. The curry, I'll have another little go at that. They only had the fruity curry in. I'm not a huge fan of the fruit. It's actually got a bit of a kick though, that. The chips were okay. You know, there's nothing crispy about them at all. Well, there's plenty of them. That's not a short serving, that. You're just watching my camera there in this wind. Don't want that to go over. The fish, it was okay. Like I say, the batter was a bit thick, quite doughy. The fish itself, not a lot of flavour. I mean, I watched them cook it. They cooked it there and then. I'm going to look at some reviews. A low one, somewhere in the middle, a high one, and mine. So we'll see you there. Well, let's get straight into some reviews. Now, after visiting the Fishician, I felt it was a real working man's, or working person's, if you like, kind of chippy. But then they all were, weren't they? The miners loved them. That's why there's so many of them in the north and northwest, northeast, in that band through the middle of the UK. Because all the industry, or much of the industry, was there. And the miners and the workers wanted something wholesome, something that was going to keep them going. something affordable. And you have to remember, chippy food or fish and chips wasn't rationed because the workers had to keep going. They couldn't do the work on an empty stomach. So that kind of food, cheap, cheerful, wholesome, plenty of calories in there, plenty of energy in there, would keep them going for the day. So they couldn't afford to ration that kind of food. But anyway, let's get on to these reviews. 2-star. Got mum steak pudding with chips. Pudding was squashed and the chips were greasy and stale when I opened the tray. Disappointing. 5-star. Magnificent fish and chips. Best in the area. Really high quality fish. Fresh, crisp, tasty. Cannot recommend enough. 5 out of 5 at least. Mine. 3-star. The Fishician. I did it, didn't I? Is conveniently located on the high street, and parking was straightforward during our visit. Upon entering, we found the shop clean and tidy, with the owner busy serving customers who seemed to be from the building trade, a promising sign for generous portions at reasonable prices. The haddock was average. It lacked flavour, and the batter retained oil, leaving some parts damp. The chips, although plentiful, were similarly bland, though they'd be ideal in a barm cake or covered in gravy. The mushy peas were enjoyable, subtly flavoured without being overly seasoned. Fruity curry was okay, with a pleasant spicy kick, and not too spicy. Overall, I understand its appeal. Having worked in the building trade myself for over 30 years, I was not carrier. I was taken out of school to work on building sites first. I was a brickies labourer in Australia, and then I set my own building company up in the UK from scratch. And I had that for a couple of decades. Had some great lads working for me too. So I've always eaten at these kind of places. So cheap, it's cheerful, it'll keep you going. Yeah, that's all you need on the building sites. I'd undoubtedly have stopped here to refuel affordably the graft ahead. Cooking in oil, payment, cash only, hygiene rating 5, fish reviewed, haddock. See you on the next one.